Hi everyone, I'm Lexi Sulios. I'm a holistic therapist who helps women to clear deep-rooted patterns from the past so that they can finally have what they want in their life, whether that is a fully aligned, loving, healthy relationship or a lasting sense of inner peace. I wanted to hop on here today to give you a key piece of insight from my 15 plus years of facilitating transformational work. So a lot of clients come to me after spending thousands of dollars and many years working on themselves. They've done talk therapy, gone to spiritual retreats, you name it. And they're frustrated because they still feel stuck. Maybe they feel like they're not good enough. They just have this pervasive sense of not being good enough. Or maybe they're carrying around this big burden of shame that they can't seem to shake. Or maybe their intimate partnerships follow a predictable but disappointing pattern. If you can relate to this, you'll want to listen closely to what I'm about to share now. It's an analogy that speaks directly to the reality of what we're dealing with when we're trying to clear or move beyond a big life pattern. I share this with all my clients, and I also use this myself to work through any difficult situation and make astonishing leaps in how I feel, how my clients feel, and what we can create in our lives. So the analogy is my life tapestry knot theory. Imagine your life as a tapestry. Each individual experience, every trauma, every joy your soul has ever had, and each family burden or blessing you've inherited makes up a distinct thread in the fabric of your life. As you can imagine, there are a multitude of threads. These threads are filled with light and information. They're intelligent. They hold memory and intention. Some threads, the ones made of burdens and traumas, of hurt and pain, and we all have them, they may be rough. They're not as capable of radiating light. They're bent, they're disfigured, they're broken. Well, they interact with and bunch up together with other threads that have similar content and are also dim and in disarray. Eventually, we get a big knot of these broken and damaged threads, and they're all clumped together. When we're at a place in our life where we're thinking, I can't believe I'm going through this again, or I can't believe I still feel this way, we are actually stuck in the middle of one of these life tapestry knots. And the reason that we will feel discouraged or overwhelmed or depressed or stuck in a fog, it's because we're not dealing with just the memories of one difficult situation. We're actually dealing with the content from lots of past hurts and burdens and difficulties that haven't yet been resolved. So it's not a situation that will clear up with one stroke of a magic wand. The trick to resolving these kinds of knots is to really understand that they are made up of many different threads with similar content that all have a different origin. So I want to give you an example from someone I worked with last year. Her main complaint was of having a string of bad relationships. She was in her mid-40s and life was not turning out the way that she expected. She was still reeling from a divorce that happened a few years earlier, and she was having a hard time creating deep bonds with men that she was dating now, and she even experienced difficulties with some of her female friendships. So throughout the course of our work together, we discovered that there were many threads setting her up to failure when it came to creating long-term harmony with a partner. Here are some of the distinct ones that we wound up dedicating sessions to. So she always felt like a burden to other people, like she had no value of her own. She also felt like she wasn't good enough. And these are deep down. These are like when we get talking about what's really going on. These aren't how she's presenting herself to the world. These are just, in her private, quiet moments. There's like an undercurrent of these feelings or beliefs. So she felt like a burden to other people. Deep down, she felt like she wasn't good enough. She also felt like there was a pattern of being used and thrown away. She'd be used, and after people got what they wanted, they didn't have interest in her anymore. Another thread was she had a recurring experience of betrayal by her lovers and even by close friends. And another way she felt deep down was she felt like she was a disappointment. So there were a big handful of other beliefs and like felt senses that she had deep down when we got into things. But these are just a few of them to give you an understanding of what a thread might look like. So each of these that I listed were a different thread that we addressed. And you can see how each of these contribute. They each kind of like relate with each other, and they contribute to that larger reality of having really painful relationship experiences. Or using my life tapestry knot theory, they combine to create this larger knot that she's stuck in. So the way that we worked with each of these was we took each distinct belief or persistent feeling or repetitive experience, and we dedicated a unique session to it. So our work was different for each one of those threads that we worked with. And in one, for example, one session that we dedicated to one belief, pardon me, that went into a past life, that we had to address something that happened for her in a past life. In another one, working with another thread, we wound up going into family entanglements, situations that she was caught up in from her family of origin. Another thread that we worked with brought us back to painful childhood memories, painful childhood traumas. So session by session, we addressed and resolved these, and she would take, with each session, each thing that was addressed and cleared, she'd take a new step, another step into a new reality that was much more freeing and alive and much more gentle and loving. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. I want you to take a look at whatever situations you have in your life that are really frustrating for you right now, and begin to feel some compassion for yourself in the midst of them. They are likely the culmination of many different scenarios from the past, and it's going to take a little while to address and resolve them, to restore and heal each one of those threads so that they can become vital, strong, fully functioning contributors to a healthy and unique life tapestry for you. So I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. This is my first Facebook Live on my personal page, so feel free to leave me some love here besides comments, but I'd love to hear what you thought of what I shared today about this analogy and if you can relate to it. And I'll be back here in a few days. If you would like to learn more about my work, you can visit me at lexisulios.com. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.